my community who are here today, and I think for all of us, it's an honor to be part of unveiling this memorial to the victims of residential school, those who didn't come back, those who survived, and the intergenerational victims across this community and across First Nations communities around our country. You know, it was interesting to hear the chief talk about the sound of children, right? We hear them this afternoon, and we hear them all the time. You know, I'm a really lucky guy. I have 3 sons who've been around my house for a few years now, and I hear lots of sounds from them. Some of them I don't want to hear. I remember, I think back to a few years ago, I think it was about 3 years ago, when the stories about unmarked graves at residential schools were becoming national news. And I remember at that time, I had my youngest son, Marty. He was 5 years old. And I remember sitting with him at that time and watching that on the news and thinking he was about the age right then when those kids would have been taken from those homes, taken from their families, taken from their communities, taken from their culture, taken from their identities. And it was pretty easy to tell right then, sitting there with my 5-year-old son, just what that might be like. It was pretty easy to get a sense of what it would be like to have your 5-year-old son taken from you. And this memorial is, I'm not going to try to pronounce it in your language, but my understanding is the name is translated to re-remember. And of course, we all need to remember, but the folks from this community, the folks of the Saugeen First Nation, they've never forgotten. You've never forgotten. It's guys like me, we need to remember. People from our community, we're the ones who need to remember. And I tell you this, I've never forgotten that feeling at that time about when having my son and what that might feel like. So we won't ever forget. I won't ever forget. And my only message to you today is our community. We're here. We stand with you. We're ready to be your allies and your friends, and we're ready to work with you to get on a good path and heading in the right direction, so that we can maybe with time start to take the traumas and you never forget a trauma like that, but we can start to put it in a place where we can get building on it and head in a better place for all of us. So thank you once again for having me here. Thank you.